doors of Chroma, open! Now's our chance. You can't escape.
Hey everybody, in this video I'm going to walk through how the relationship feature works in Expedition 33. So this is something you definitely don't want to skip out on, as not only is it going to give you a ton of great cutscenes between all the different characters, but this is also how you unlock the special gradient attacks for each of your party members, and new abilities for Esquie as well. So I'll walk through how to get to max level for each of the characters and then demonstrate all of the gradient attacks and abilities that those unlock. So this is going to give you 3 different gradient attacks for each of your characters. So if you are still very early on in your playthrough, this may be a video that you want to skip for now. I'll just kind of vaguely be describing what you need to do to get this done, and then doing a demonstration of all the abilities that it unlocks. So there's not going to be any direct story related spoilers that I'll show or anything like that. However, inevitably this is going to contain some more later game characters and gameplay, obviously the abilities that I'll show and things like that. So just kind of be aware of that if that is something that you're concerned about.
How far up the mountain?
So gaining relationship points with all of your party members is pretty straightforward until you get later into the game, so I won't go into too much detail, but generally speaking, just make sure that you are returning to camp on a somewhat regular basis as you progress through the game. Completing the story objectives will continue to unlock the option to spend time with each character back at camp, and doing so each time is going to increase your relationship score by 1. So as you do this, it'll progressively unlock their 3 gradient attacks, but also give you quite a bit of background information on each character and how they fit into the story. For Sciel, this is pretty much all you need to do. Just keep going back to camp throughout the game and check if you have a new dialogue prompt to spend time with her, and continue to do that until you reach max level, which won't happen until you're in the last part of the game. When you reach level 6 though, you'll also receive Sciel's music record as well as 2 new swimsuit outfits for both Sciel and Verso. But now moving to the other characters, these will require a few more additional steps. Starting with Verso, his gradient abilities are tied to his relationship with Esquie. Once you reach level 5, your next dialogue with him will have you flying back to Francois, where you'll have a quick battle. Completing this will increase your relationship to 6 and unlock Esquie's ability to now go underwater. If you fly around the overworld, you'll notice some glowing and bubbling areas that you can now interact with, and doing so is going to give you 5 color of Lumina each. Then spending time with Esquie the final time will then reach max level and unlock Verso's final gradient ability. Monoko, Lune, and Maelle are slightly more involved, each having a small side quest that you'll need to travel to and then complete for level 6. For Monoko, this can be found at the Sacred River north of Monoko Station. There you'll have a battle along with some more story dialogue that will ultimately get you to level 6, along with getting Monoko's music record. And then once his final dialogue option becomes available after that, you'll reach max level and unlock his last gradient ability. For Lune, you'll need to track down Journal 46, which can be found on Seren Island. Once inside, you'll come across a large locked gate, which can be opened up by choosing the dialogue option to play music. That will then open up to another area where you'll again be greeted by another boss fight. Upon completing that though, you'll find Journal 46 as you progress forward, which after some more dialogue will then increase your relationship to 6 and get you Lune's music record. Spending time with her a final time after that will then get you to max level and unlock her last gradient attack. Finally, for Maelle, hers is definitely the most involved, as it'll have you traveling to a large tower called the Reacher. This is a pretty large place that'll take some time to get through, but it's a really cool area to explore with some unique enemies and things that you'll discover as you climb up to the top to find the 3rd Axon. Like the others, this will also have a boss fight that you'll need to complete, which will then get you to level 6. You'll also get a new hairstyle for Maelle here too, and then similarly, spend time with her after that to reach max level and unlock her last gradient ability. And that should be the final gradient attack for all of the characters, so now I'll just go through and demonstrate each one being used.
Let's have some fun. My turn. Your turn to dance. Don't die next time.
Let the ink flow. Nobody dies. Let the ink flow. Doors of Chroma, open! Now is our chance. Here we go. For my love. You can't escape. En garde. This will hurt. Get out of this canvas! Use this. Blades sharpened.
Time to bleed. The fun begins.